to game number 2 of tonight's Riot Duo Scrims. This time we are in Miramar and the match starts in approximately 20 seconds time, and I am sure that the FE team will want to maintain their winning streak from game number 1, and I'm sure you will all agree that we saw some incredible performances in game number 1, and we now have Riot Panda doing a lovely dance routine for us. Much appreciated, Panda, thank you for that. And it will absolutely feature in the best bits, which will be released shortly after the end of game number 2. And let's have a look at our flight path, which is east to southwest slightly, starting off at Impala and finishing off down by the prison, which is where I'm sure many of our players should be. But saying that, we will shortly see the first team jumping in a moment. And the first team to go is going to be Team 46, which is Deathly Hallows, Siren and Buff, along with Team 44, which is our winner from game number 1, FE Towel and Jiggle, along with Team 17, made up of Yanito and Oxmo, I believe. I do apologise if I pronounced that wrong. As well as Team 33, which is made up of Jen Malice and Jen Darshan. Now we are with Team 2 to begin with, so let's see where our teams land and who gets into a fight first. And here we go with Jiggle armed with a weapon, and RPG Skylark is taken down, and RPG Sunrise is then taken out by FE Towel with a shotgun. So Team 44 have the first 2 kills of game number 2, and they have the pen team, Team 42, just over towards southwest. And now let's move over to Team 45, Tango and Bazza from Deathly Hallows, who find themselves near to Team 49. And here we go. Deathly Hallows Tango is taken down by LTS Merlin. And that is Tango wiped out, leaving Bazza to continue for Team 45. He is scoping in with a Winchester towards Salty Snake's Pingu and is taking shots, but unfortunately nothing hits. Shots are now being returned, just missing him, but forcing him to retreat slightly and move in the opposite direction. So let's leave Bazza to do that for now, as we now move over to Team 33, which is Jen Malice and Jen Darshan, as they approach Team number 7, with Jen Fish being taken down by FE Darksea, and that is Jen Tequila going down too. And Riot Mystic tried to sneak up on Jen Malice, but was taken down with Deathly Hallows Bazza getting a knock on Sons of Odin Venus. And we now have Zen Venom nearby to Malice. And is now taking shots, but Malice just manages to take cover there. Because though Malice doesn't know Zen Venom's exact location at the moment. And a grenade was thrown by Zen Venom. If he could throw it in that window at the front, he might then be able to take out Jen Malice. And a grenade has just been thrown to the roadside, but too far away from Venom to do any real damage. We have Jen Darshan on the roof at the moment. And looks as though Venom is preparing a grenade that is thrown into the second floor window. But too far away from any players. Right, Wobbly gets a knock on Zen Seek on the left-hand side. And Zen Venom is now moving location slightly. Now down to the shed. With Jen Darshan moving left. Vape Denny gets a knock on Kitten on the left-hand side. With Riot Panda coming in to get the revenge. But RKS Bobo gets the kill on Kitten. Sons of Odin Raptor getting a knock on Right Ghost there with Grenade. And for now, I think we'll move away from Team 33 and Team 7. And move over to Team 46. As Siren and Buff go up against Team 17. And it looks as though Team 17 may not have noticed that Team 46 is just sneaking in with Siren, now scoping in on the left window towards Oxmo, with Unito on the right hand side, presumably being kept an eye on by Buff. And I am unfortunately wrong. Looks as though Buff is focusing on a drop at the moment. And if we now move towards Pingu from Salty Snakes, they are scoping in on Sons of Odin, Vaka and Venus, who are just down the hill by in a compound at the moment. And Venus is knocked by LTS Merlin and Mini 14. And we now have Pingu firing towards them too, with Vaka trying to get a safe revive. And we have LTS Merlin just pushing around as Pingu rotates on the right hand side. And with the blue zone now moving in, they could be unfortunately caught out. And LTS Merlin is taken down by grenade from Vaka, who now runs in to get the thirst. And that is the first kill for the Sons of Odin team. And Pingu is now retreating and running to the zone. And if we now have a quick look at the zone, as things seem to have quietened down slightly, the zone is on the eastern side at the moment. Seems to be a fairly fair zone to the players. You have some coastal areas, you have the small islands still in play, as well as some of the main locations like Los Leones, the Junkyard, Puerto Pareso and La Bendita still an option for our teams. The majority of teams are in zone at the moment, with just a couple of them needing to make their way in. And Legolas gets the knock on Salty Snake's Fuji, leaving Avery to try and get the revive as RPG Daryl takes cover behind a hay bale. And a grenade is thrown by Avery, who almost gets taken down and is now using a first aid kit. And unfortunately, Avery just got stuck in that window, so was not able to revive Fuji. And RPG Daryl is now taken down by Avery there. And Avery is now trying to get a bit of right rotation. Legolas is still behind the hay bale and is now moving right. Avery is trying to scope in, and that is Legolas taken down by Avery. And Jen Spook knocks Jen Nick with a car as Fitzy takes down Susan Jacqueline, and Fitzy then gets the kill. And Fitzy is just getting the revive on Jen Nick, and they will then start to make a move. For now, let's go over to Team 20, who find themselves near to Team 2 at the moment, made up of Riot Panda, as unfortunately Kitten was taken down. And Team 20 are now leaving Picado as Heartless takes down Effie Escape, and then Missy gets the kill on second Stora. And let's go over to Nemris of Team 39 as they find themselves right next to Team 38. And Nemris and Missy are just moving towards Team 38, made up of Wobbly and Heartless, who were just taking cover inside that shed to the left-hand side. And that is Wobbly taken down by Nemris, and a great shot from the M4. Now Heartless will try and get the revive, so Nemris will want to get in there quick, whilst Heartless is preoccupied to get the kills there. And Heartless is taken down, and Missy runs in through the door and gets the kill on Wobbly. And now Team 39 find themselves quite close to Team 29, who are on their right hand side, and that is Darksea and Criminal, and they did incredibly well in game one, so I think 39 might be up for a fight in just a moment's time. But we have just passed the halfway mark. We are 17 minutes into game number 2, and we are with Team 39 at the moment, with Sons of Odin Vaka getting a kill on Salty Snake's Pingu on the left hand side. And there are 24 teams left now in game 2, with 46 players still alive. And let's now move right over to Team 30, where we find Jen Fitzy and Jen Nick very close to Team 25, made up of Shay and Shinobi. And the play zone has just taken down Jiggle, unfortunately, as Jen Nick gets the knock on Shay with a Car 98. We now have Fitzy pushing in towards them, with Shinobi trying to get the revive. Jen Fitzy is now making a push with Jen Nick just behind. We have Sons of Odin Team 8 just pushing up from the back towards 285. Shay and Shinobi are now revived. Jen Fitzy is firing. Jen Nick is being taken down by Shinobi. Jen Fitzy then gets the knock on Shinobi. Shay is now doing a smoke to get the revive. Fitzy is trying to revive Nick. And smokes are now being thrown. Shay is now knocked by Fitzy with the M4. Shinobi will try and get the revive, but we've got Nick rotating round. Shinobi firing shots, 50% health for both players. And Nick gets an incredible kill there whilst being low on health himself. He will now use a first aid kit. We have teammate Sons of Odin just driving in at 205. Nick is firing shots towards them. Sons of Odin Raptor takes down Darshan. And it looks as though teammate will just manage to get away as Nick and Fitzy make a run to try and get another shot. But they have now left their vehicle and are now moving on foot. And Darshan gets the knock on Sons of Odin Raptor. And here comes a grenade from Sons of Odin, but way off target. And Sons of Odin have now chosen to move away again. So for now, let's move over to Team 48. As they are just inside zone at the moment and will want to try and gatekeep Team 16 and Team 41 possibly. As Pencons unfortunately gets a knock and a kill on Deathly Hallows Siren as Envish takes down Deathly Hallows Buff. And Pencons now goes after Mr. Kai's as FE Bar gives some assistance and takes down a member of Sons of Odin too. As 7A Kenzo now gets a knock on Jan Malice. And FE Darksea now gets a knock on Penvish. And that is the FE team also taking down Pencons. And Jan Temp is unfortunately taken down by the play zone. As well as RKS Bobo and 7A Kenzo also being taken down. Jen Blocks is now trying to get in by car and just manages to roll it and is then finished off by the play zone. And Avery gets the knock on Jen Nick by grenade. And let's now have a look at one of the last zones as Team 30 comes up against Team 11. And a grenade is thrown, but just manages to miss Fitzy, who's taking cover behind a rock. We have Avery just pushing up behind that rock there. And let's now rotate and just follow round. And Avery is trying to get a real left rotation now. Is jumping on a bike, so may now just choose to retreat entirely. As Fitzy also begins to push back to try and get into the next zone. And we have Team 23 Effie Bar just on the edge as Avery comes past by bike. And then leaves the vehicle near to Sons of Odin, Venus and Vaka. And that is Avery taken down by UMP from Vaka. And we now have Fitzy pushing in on the edge with the zone doing a fair amount of damage at the moment. And Phil is taken down by Zen Ryder. And that is Ryder getting the finish. And Jen Fitzy is now taking cover with Sons of Odin right next door. And DSE John getting the knock on Zen Ryder. And Venus is almost taken down by Effie Bar from 30. With Vaka now trying to scope in with a gun of his own. And an 8 scope attached. And DSE Graden gets the kill on Zen the Don. And Effie Bar is now making a move. Maybe not, his car has exploded. And he's just been finished off by the play zone. As Sons of Odin and Fitzy are now making a run in for themselves. And here come Venus and Vaka. Looks as though Venus is going to be knocked by the zone. And that is Venus down, with Vaka also being affected by the zone. And it's just far too late. And that is Sons of Odin wiped out by the play zone. And that is Fitzy down too. Leaving the only teams alive, Team 48 DSE, Death Defying UK, FE. And we have another Sons of Odin team at Team 10. And we are looking at Sons of Odin Tiger at the moment, who is just taking cover inside a building for now. And we have Death Define UK on the rooftop at the moment, with FE just down below and DSC over at West in that building there. DSE Graden gets the knock on Death Defying Gemma on the rooftop, but luckily she manages to get to cover and will be revived by Death Defying Savage. FE are choosing not to push up at the moment and are using the smokes to go towards the DSE team. With Savage now molotoving the stairs to block any route up for the FE team. DSE Graden is affected by a grenade throw, losing a little bit of health, and Sons of Odin Tiger is taken down completely. team are starting to push in along with Death Defying. Savage is knocked by Zone. Gemma is low on health as is. And we have FE darting in. Gemma's taken down. And that is now one member of DSE knocked 2. We have DSE Braddon going up against Darksea. And that is the end of game number 2. And winning game number 2 with 6 kills is the DSE team. We have FE in second with 12. We have Death Defying in third with 1. We have Sons of Odin in fourth with none. We have Jen in fifth with 4. We have Sons of Odin in sixth with 5. We have Zen Seek and FE Bar in 7th with 3. We have Zen the Don and Phil in 8th with none. We have Zen Rider and Alex in 9th with 1. We have Salty Snakes in 10th with 4. And we have Riot in 11th with 2. If you have enjoyed this stream, please follow the channel with new content added daily. You have been watching the Riot Duo Scrims, and all that is left for me to say is please take care, stay safe, and we will see you the same time next week. Good night, guys, and thank you very much for watching.